Welcome back, everybody, to night 26 of Gameplays D&D. Last we saw our heroes, they were hot on the trails of trying to get back into the Feywild, back into Prismeer. And they were able to escape some twists and turns, finding out that some of the carnival goers there were actually bloodborne children the same as them, children of the Red Moon.
Bloodborne.
And that
I like it.
Huh? What?
You said Bloodborne first. I kind of like it.
Oh, yeah. That's actually, hey, that's kind of catchy. Eliwick Tumblestrom.
Found out where you found her from, by the way.
Let's let the celery finish.
But Eliwick and Diana Cloppington both were children of the Red Moon and helped give some information as to who the Hourglass Coven is and what they may want exactly. Our heroes then tried to traverse back into Prismeer because Eliwick said that she knew a way going back to the Hall of Illusions. Trying to do so, they came across the Mikage yet again, hunting down our intrepid heroes, and he had some help with him as well. The Etherean Hunters were there, as well as the newest addition to the Etherean Hunters pack. And our new newt now, a gecko.
Gecko.
She's a gecko now. Heard a prayer that Moxie said, and the gecko transformed into a black mass of something, as it was slightly translucent from the inside and hid our heroes from being seen in some odd way, as it did. They were then able to make it into the Hall of Illusions, getting chased down by one of the Etherean Hunters, went through the entirety of it, bouncing back and forth between the mirrors as they went corkscrewed away through the entirety of it, hearing a familiar voice talking to them about how he had missed them. They then came across the mirrors, and Morgul remembered a phrase uttered so very long ago, because Eliwick and Diana said that they had all met before, but very long ago and within the carnival, and that someone might remember the words to get them back into Prismeer, back into the Feywild. And Morgul said these phrases, the portal opened, and they were thrown into the forest, where they met a very interesting scarecrow, Clapperclaw, who did not understand how to necessarily communicate his best to our heroes. And he needs his head back. It's a scarecrow that has crab claws and a gourd on its head. If you've missed any of our previous episodes, be sure to check out these right here. There's tons of hours for you to go and check out. A lot of fun to be had. Clapperclaw decided to come with our heroes on their journey, and he said that he would help them traverse the strange land of Hither if they would help him get his head back, which it seems like could be in the home of the terrifying hag Bavlorna Brightstraw. They then were trying to get over this bridge that they came across that had a toll on it. However, not that toll. There's a different toll. Hearing this echoing voice from within the trees saying that it needed a toll. Well, our hero Kai decided this isn't that bad of a thing of water. I can run across that Naruto style. And he did so fervently. And as he started going across the water, a giant set of claws came down out of the tree line, and it was a massive troll with multiple heads and limbs. A epic fight took place, where the troll seemingly twisted and contorted its body into a whirlwind of flurries. However, our heroes were able to utilize something that our hero Miknik cannot drink anymore. The power of moonshine. And taking the moonshine up into its flurry of tornadoous blows, Moxie lit it aflame with a fireball that could have hurt her fellow players. Everyone took a lot during that fight. Kai was turned into a giant monkey during this fight as well.
I'm an ape.
Hi, Kong.
Okay. Wukong. Simmer down. Wukong Kai decided to...
Kai Kong.
Kai Kong, at the end of the fight, was thrown into the tornado. And there was a King Kong that was just up in the trees, going round and around. As our heroes vanquished this foe, and Clapperclaw started to take them across the bridge, they had that glaze come over their eyes, thinking that they were back in Hex's realm. Before them, something new. A large throne that looked like a clawed hand came out of hell flames, and a rather elegantly horned individual, dressed in extravagancy, somehow is standing in front of our players now. Said that he knows them, but our players are unaware of who this person is. And that is where we begin tonight's adventure. Now come now, darling. I assume you have questions.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, I was picked up by a giant, multi-headed troll and bitten on the head. And after that, I remember becoming a giant monkey and getting set on fire, and now I'm here. This is not a hallucination, correct? Yes?
This is not a hallucination. No. This is not a hallucination.
Okay.
You see this thing's head start stretching over to Kai as you see a smile go across his face. Do I look like a hallucination to you?
You actually look like a door I met once.
Now, children, now, children. So many questions abound in your mind. Please.
Who do you
go
work
on.
for? Who do you work for?
For myself, darling, who do you think?
And who are you?
That is also a good question. Who are you?
My friends, or some would say enemies, call me Razzie.
Razzie. It's an
That guy
interesting
knows.
name.
R-A-Z-Z-I-E, baby.
Razion? Didn't Hex
no,
bring up him?
Ooh, hang on.
I know that name somewhere. I think the DM died, or I died.
I didn't.
No, Justin
I'm
was
just
sitting
holding very
perfectly
No,
still.
you were just perfectly still. It looked like you'd froze.
No, I could see him breathing. I knew he wasn't frozen.
Was intentional because of your slip up.
Yes, I think you said something a little important. So go on, what were you saying?
Go on.
What?
Nab?
About my name? Yeah, people call me Razzie.
And then
You
Nab
are-
said something about Razion?
Who's Nab?
Yes.
Razzion?
Hmm.
Oh, I've heard of that old troll.
Well, he's dead now, so
I know. Word travels fast, dear.
absolutely it does.
Mm-hmm.
I should have you all know. As you see a long, Cruella de Vil-like cigarette pipe. You've pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah,
Like-
nothing new there.
Good
You
at
don't have to
that.
tell us. We are quite aware.
They were pros at it.
Old pros.
So
Speak
you
for
said
Oh, come
something.
now.
What?
You all don't remember me.
No,
How
I'm afraid
could
not.
we?
We're missing some pretty important memories.
Context,
Apparently.
even.
Giant chunks of childhoods are missing. Oh, Leon. It's
Hey,
just
Blue,
You
smoke
may
in my
not
face.
remember me, but I remember you.
much like Hex remembers us.
Hex didn't recognize me when I first encountered him.
I've heard
I
that
think-
name before. It's been making the rounds as of late. But no, I don't know any Hex.
Oh,
All right,
you
well,
might recognize his other half then.
maybe instead of dancing around this, why don't we just ask, where have we met before?
Oh,
How do
fantastic
you know
question,
us?
darling. I think that I should rather just show you.
Oh
Okay.
lord.
As he takes a long draw and smoke fills the area,
Oh,
You see-
you've gone full caterpillar on us.
you see
Yes.
within the chair sits a familiar small individual clad in golden rings. Oi there.
Franco!
Oh, hello.
Aren't you supposed to be dead?
You were dead, last we'd
I
heard.
was dead. Of course I was. Dead.
So what I'm gathering from this is you've encountered us as myriad people we've met along the way in disguise, without us having any way of knowing you're in disguise, and yet you're expecting us to recognize you.
No,
And also to
I'm
pay
talking about
something.
when you were children.
Oh, well, then that's why.
However, I have been following your most recent events quite closely.
Imagine that.
But when each of you were small little babies, how do you think that you got those fancy little things?
Like the book that I got randomly handed in the middle of the night.
We certainly have been curious how we got our things.
My bracelet came from a long-known member of the Owlbear Riders.
Don't know where I
The
got the
chief,
hammer.
in fact. I'd known him for nearly a decade.
You see him take a long draw. As you see the owlbear rider standing before you.
You play the long
Oh,
con,
wow.
it would seem.
Yes.
That is a standard thing.
Yeah? What was that?
I said, hello again, Kai Caden.
Of course. Well,
Oh, don't
that's-
you all worry. Nothing to fret. I've only come because someone asked me for help.
I look pointedly at Moxie.
Oh, I'm standing there with my hand up, and I'm like, "Yep, as you said, time to pay the piper."
Time to pay
What
the
are you
piper. I only interfere whenever I am called upon, or when I deem necessary to help my beloved little children.
So what does she owe you?
That is the question.
Moreover, we'll get to that. You all are missing something very important, aren't you?
Multiple things, yes.
Aside from the memories, I guess Hex is what we're more talking about.
Yep. Hex
Now.
is trapped.
Those little things taken from you.
Voices, abilities he's talking about, our memories.
Yeah, my ability. to
My
be
focus.
wasted.
I can help with that, if you'd prefer.
Oh, and what exactly would your assistance cost, I wonder?
Not much.
That's what they all say.
All that I would ask in return is a simple favor.
To be called upon at a later date when required.
No, the first one is very simple.
First one?
You need
It's a
information.
separate one for each person.
All that I need is very easy. The first thing that I need is actually located right back where it all started for you.
Timbervale?
Unless he means you specifically, in which case he means the temple.
Well, it's hard to know what he means if he doesn't tell us what he means, does it?
But
Is
for
it?
the table, we need to know which you you're referring to, Justin.
I'm aware, and I said what I said. I mean you all as a group.
Timbervale. Oh no.
It'll be
Oh,
Timbervale in that case.
backwoods,
Then.
It would be
backwoods,
Timbervale.
crimson-collared ignoramuses. Ugh.
It's a completely different place now.
Well,
No,
yes,
it's
it's covered in
gilded.
gold.
Yes, it's gilded.
I know.
Ugh.
I got a couple of things from there recently.
Is there anything
very
you
lovely.
don't know?
Yeah,
I doubt we want to test that.
there is. Primarily the fact of exactly why you all were born with the abilities that you have anyway. I'm quite curious to know.
So are we. Join the club.
You mean the curse of being born under the red moon?
Call it a
Yep.
curse, call it a gift.
You consider it a curse?
Look what it's brought all of us. Let's be fair here.
Poor decisions has brought most of this.
You
Let's
haven't
be
even
fair.
unlocked what you can do yet. As he... I can smell it on you.
You sound like the Spine Wrencher. That's very familiar.
Oh, he's a doll.
Oh, boy.
Indeed, he is. He's very agreeable.
You and I have very different definitions of agreeable.
Indeed, we do. Indeed, we do. I think that's always going to be. So, what do you need from Timbervale?
Something very easy to get. All that I am requiring is a simple ring
A simple...
from the mother of the little girl that you helped along the way in Basin Half. She's
Audrey's
moved there
mother.
recently.
Right. Kai, what I see the cogs turning. What are you having trouble remembering?
I'm not having trouble remembering anything. If anything, it's the one thing I remember too well. The look on that grieving mother's face lying in the feet of her daughter's
Except-
entrails.
Except we just saw the daughter recently at the carnival.
Yes, and that's why I wasn't saying anything. I was reminding myself that in this time, that did not occur. But you asked,
Right.
so I told.
I thought
It's
you were
still
trying
an
to
awful
think.
memory.
The rest of what I need, I'll gather later.
So
Do we have a deal?
I don't make deals with creatures that speak like that. Call it a
Oh.
rule.
Sorry, that was just something I had caught in my throat.
I do not necessarily know that I can form another one until this one's completed, because I
You
still
see
owe
his
you
hand
something.
automatically go away.
Problem?
My contract. That's the problem.
Basically, she's tricked Mr. Razzie here into believing he could get everyone.
I've been trying to get out of this for a while.
Have
Hmm?
you? You seem all too eager to collect contracts.
But he
Or
can't
am I-
collect this one.
No, I'm saying you seem all too eager to collect contracts. Moxie.
I am a contract keeper, what can I say? I like my agreements.
That
Anyway.
mark.
Oh yes, we believe it's linked to one
Where did
Aeon.
you get it?
Aeon tricked me into getting this. I thought I signed a contract with Hex. Turns out this bound me to Aeon instead, and he hasn't collected yet, much to my annoyance.
Well, isn't
Probably
Hex
for the
Aeon? You went to
best.
great lengths to make sure that we were aware of that.
Yes, except it's Aeon that controls the contract, not Hex. Very different thing. It's
I am
signed under
aware.
Hex's name.
He owes me a contract as well.
Oh, goody.
I out the contract. Probably would rather serve you than him anyway.
I cannot do anything about that.
Go
His
figure.
contract is binding.
Unfortunately.
But
Contract be
there
binding if
are
it has
still
some conditions.
contracts that you all keep on you that I would love to collect upon at some point.
I'm afraid I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, come now, sure you do. Except you weren't the one that originally forged it.
Of course.
What have I missed now? I'm not the only one who keeps contracts in this group?
Those
What has happened?
heroes
Oh,
Oh,
that
that
you
kind of
all
contract.
deem so close to yourselves, they needed help a very long time ago. And that is why I've been keeping tabs on you for such a long time.
Go figure.
Because once you come of age, and then I can make deals, or I can get the things that are owed to me.
Like
I
the
love
book,
owing for
or
what
the
my
bracelet,
ancestors did.
sins of the
Yes.
father, and so on and so forth.
more like indentured servitude.
This is how they propagate. This is normal standard behavior, as far as I'm aware.
Funny. How you
I'll
take it
make-
in stride as our freedoms get stripped away, Moxie.
Oh,
Yes, it might be
your
normal, but it
freedom
doesn't
is
mean it's
still
desirable.
completely yours to have. All that I will take is their souls.
Which
Whose?
renders the souls inhabiting the items. Elenon,
Hard pass, no.
Elmore.
Dawn.
I don't even need to discuss this, no.
I do believe
If you give me their soul,
that will
I
the universe.
will give you the key to unlocking your weapon's secret potentials, and you can take on the Cinder Flame.
I'd rather go the long way, thanks.
Very well.
I may be in the minority here. If anyone disagrees, feel free to speak up.
I've tried the shortcuts once myself. I don't wish to repeat my failures.
As much as I don't mind doing people favors, I fear my hands are tied. For a very different reason.
He's stern. Leon's just sternly staring at the demon, trying to figure out if this is some.
Pest.
Yes. Some illusion, or if he is just really.
The stone and the soul inside it is given to me, as is the case with the other artifacts of my party. And I do not believe we would even be morally righteous in providing them.
Very well. if that is everyone's agreement. I get it. Now, before I put you back where you are, any more questions for me?
Why pop up now with this? If you've been following us for so long, you've seen us struggling.
I think it's
Why
a turning point.
now doesn't suddenly matter?
Because you're getting close.
Do you not want us to get close? Do you not want us to help the universe?
Close to what?
Answers that you don't need to know things of yet.
Things that he doesn't want us to know.
Not that I don't want you to know.
Other
I
powerful
don't want
things
to
don't want
see.
us knowing.
I don't want to see any investment opportunity taken from me.
Well, let's just
Right.
say we feel the same.
You're
That's a
getting
fair
very
summary.
close to unearthing answers to questions that you've been having for a very long time. And I have been very keen on speaking to you when I thought the time was right. You've gained knowledge, you've gained some power. Figured I'd drop in.
And are we going to be seeing you much more? Or is this a one and done sort of situation?
I don't know. I'm sure you'll see me around at some point. However, unless there are some other choices that you make that I can no longer step in, as it were.
So, let me get this straight. We're close to answers that you don't want us to have. Specifically
Yeah.
us. For what reason? I don't even care. So you're asking us to offer the souls of the people who have been guiding us for the last, what, year now almost?
Particularly
For
our
a
whole
simple
lives.
fix to the problem of why you're at that in the first place.
To unlock our potential and go and destroy the Cinder Flame.
Correct.
Why?
That's
Let's
the question.
call it interest.
So why give us the weapons in the first place if you want the souls then?
Because I need to have exactly what it is that I came here for.
You came here for the souls that were bound to you in contract, but we are not bound. We are not obligated to give. So you're trying to make a deal.
Sounds like
I'm
you're in
not
tough
biting.
shit.
I don't know about you all, but I've tired of all this, and he
Send us
honestly
back.
Yeah, I think we're done.
We're done here.
Very well. I'll be seeing you all soon.
Hi, beautiful. I'll
As
miss you.
you all back into your bodies as the stench of the decaying troll next to you is laying right there.
Oh, how long are we out?
That
Oh, did it start
You
smell
going
is
see
that
rank.
Clapperclaw over there cooking a fish.
Oh, bless him.
Oh, yeah, you, how say,
We are back.
you,
Killed the troll.
mm,
We were
We
we went
sleeping.
to sleep.
oh,
We spaced out.
ah,
Correct. Yes, we spaced out. but
Yeah,
we
we
were,
spaced.
You could say we were taking a message.
me thought you,
You thought we were
Died.
dead.
No.
Hey, as
No.
long as you weren't about to cook any of us, I think we're fine.
I'll thumb it then. That works.
Me cook. Me. Ah.
You cook.
You
You made
see,
us food.
you see
cook
one
what?
singular fish that he's cut into multiple parts.
Well,
I
I'm
take a
grateful
piece.
I'm grateful it's fish and not troll.
Yes.
How
I'll take
long?
his
Table?
piece.
One over table question, and this is gonna sound random. Is Clapperclaw a hexblood of some kind?
I don't even know what that means.
From what I've been told, that's a sentient scarecrow given life by a hag.
Well, he said he was transformed.
Over table,
It is over table. I'm asking this. This has no
I
bearing
know.
on Moxie's information.
maybe.
I was just curious. I had heard about it, and I was like, "Oh, that sounds familiar." Thought I'd ask.
Over table, does he ever give us any in-game lore explanations?
I mean, that's
Nope.
fair. I just wanted to make sure that in my own mind I had it correctly.
Well, thank you.
Moxie does eat the
Clapperclaw.
fish, though.
How long were we out?
Ah. He
How
holds
many?
up his claws. Mm.
Do you know hours? Days?
Did the sun set?
Output. He starts drawing in the ground, and he puts 8.
Oh,
Minutes?
8 minutes?
8 hours?
Ah.
8 hours.
8 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, so that's not terrible. That's fine. I was worried we'd been gone
To
that.
ask, because the stench of that troll, it's rotting rather quickly.
That makes sense, though. The thing did have to regenerate frequently.
Ew. Oh.
Yeah, there's like a gaping.
If you
Plus-
don't quite remember, you did kind of beat in its chest with pop.
Ooh. Ooh. Ah.
Regenerating where it knits back together.
Ooh.
Regenerating already dead tissue and
Ooh,
It just
propagating the
regenerated.
smell.
is now very dead tissue.
Ooh.
Very stinky. Now, I don't know about you lot, but I think I need a rest. I have been up since the
Mox.
beginning of Halloween.
I don't suppose you want to
Goodness.
further.
Has been a
your
while.
decay?
I'm going to go and set up a hut for us. If you guys need a place to sleep after this lovely meal, Clapperclaw,
Yes,
I'm
thank
going
you,
to
Ron.
just. He goes over and starts
Sounds like a
casting
good idea.
tiny hut.
I'm gonna go help him with that. Have fun destroying the body.
Well, a tiny hut is made in a minute, so
Morgal, you want to help
Come
me?
along, Rory.
Morgal, you want to help me do some more damage control to make this thing go away?
Yeah, may as well.
All right, we start a fire.
Just essentially sanctifying it with moonshine at this point.
Okay.
Yeah. Not really. In my case, it's like, may you say hello to the void on your way to hell.
Now, you all, for all intents and purposes, we're going to count this as a long rest.
Mhm.
You all resting. You've set up a camp. I have to roll some tables, but you are alone right now. So, speak freely, if you please.
I'm still thinking of anointing it with moonshine. In the name of the fire, the water, the hardened spirits.
now
Sadly, something Nick can't do anymore.
Oh, you can do the spit take.
no, but I imagine you can have some of this coffee I've been sipping on to keep me awake these last 2 days. Yeah.
Oh, I've had some experience with coffee ever since Shimmerberry. That orcish coffee's a hell of a thing. Is it some of that?
Basin
Yes.
ham. That was basin ham.
We have
I didn't have
our own
anything to, I had nothing to drink
Yes.
in Basinham.
Yes,
I took
you
up.
did.
No,
Yes,
I took
you
up
did.
after Basinham.
No, it was Shimmerberry. It was Shimmerberry.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, because I remember, I swear I thought it was the Orcish bartender in Basinham that gave him the Orcish coffee for the first time, because he was just like, I down it. And he
He
kept,
gave it to you all, but
Yeah. Didn't
they
use it. Yeah.
didn't. No, you had it in your bag, and then you were like, the Orcish coffee in Shimmerberry.
And then we found the anti-drunk mushrooms on the way out, and that was a harrowing experience.
Did we stop anywhere before Basinham? Or after Basinham? Between Basinham and the town with the boat. The shit boat. You know the one.
Icebury.
No, the town before that.
Oh, that was in the
No,
Ice
that one.
Vale.
That's where we made the bread and met the witch, who is
Yes.
now dead.
Yes, and then we got on the boat, met Lorna, then went to
I
Shimmerberry.
I suppose it was in Basinham.
We didn't visit a whole lot of small places in between. We got ferried many large places all at once.
You know, quite frankly, I do not remember drinking in Basinham, but it makes sense.
There was trauma in Basinham. There was
Well, no,
hard trauma.
And it would make sense that I don't remember drinking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the
You
thing
never
is,
remember when you
all
drank.
did not. You wouldn't have drank after that because you left directly after that horrible event happened.
It was
Yeah, no.
prior to. It was prior to.
It would definitely
when,
have been before.
Like, we
if
were
at all.
in Basinham and we went to the local.
I don't know. That
pub.
was a long time ago.
Yeah,
Long
we
time ago.
arrived, we went to the tavern, and we found out that Audrey had gone missing, and we went to go find
Anywho,
the house.
You all are
As
alone.
Present.
Plot talk, whatever that you want to do, planning. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick.
I'm gonna try and figure out how to read this book again. So I'm gonna have to roll intelligence for that.
Probably.
I don't know what to make of what is going on.
I don't either, but damn it if I didn't hope that that could have gone a little bit better.
Yeah.
We do still have to go back there, though.
It could have gone better. Yes.
It could have, because...
I suppose we could have been more judicious in a line of questioning, gotten more information.
Probably.
No, just we could have not pissed him off as badly, but that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I
do not think our motives align in any fashion.
Our motives
No.
don't align with anything that comes out of hell.
I don't believe a word he's saying.
That's mostly it for me. It's not so much what he was what he was offering is fairly repugnant, let's be honest.
I mean, shortcuts also don't get you where you need to be. Shortcuts
Nope.
get you probably where you shouldn't be. And if
Yes,
he was
explosions
wanting...
and mess.
And if
Like-
he was wanting...
Oh! Like the shortcut that good friend Leon here took in trying to figure out the properties of those mushrooms. Right, Leon?
Shrooms.
I'm sorry, did
It
I
was
miss
a
something?
mushroom. No,
Oh.
you're not missing anything.
That's
Yes.
not my story to tell, I'm afraid.
No, and I don't think I can tell it either, or Leon's going to cast something on me,
But
and then it's going to be a casting
I would
war.
like to encourage
Oh, no.
him, because it is a compelling tale.
It is very funny.
I think it's a tale that deserves to be revealed.
You're very, very kind. I'll give you that, Kai, but I'm going to just pass on the offer. We should be preparing and trying to figure out how to either understand our own relics once more or planning what to do.
I rolled
After
a
the travels.
14 for a total of 16 to go through Elanon's book.
And I would actually
Okay.
like to propose to something to
Just-
Moxie real quick.
Hmm?
If you wish, I can help you with yours if you don't mind trying something with me.
Sure.
He
What
will help with
exactly-
that check. He's going to try and have you more or less write out each symbol individually while he goes and tries to figure out a way of translating a runic or magic language into numbers or something similar, so he can try and start learning how to make another magic system until he can read again.
Okay.
Are you going to be creating your own alphabet? That'd be fun.
Yeah. It's going to be with
What are
numbers,
you
though, so...
wanting to say?
Leon, I don't quite know that I'm following you here.
Oh, it's just
Um,
me more or less RPing that he's trying to research away. That's all I'm really doing.
Oh,
Can everybody hear me?
yes, I
Yes,
can hear
yep.
you.
Okay. Moxie, what are you wanting to say to Eleanor?
Well, we've gotten through a few letters already. I need to figure out what you wrote in this book, woman. I can't read it all yet. If only it was as easy as saying, reveal your secrets. But let's give this the old university try.
Still haven't figured out how to go and really interact with my own book.
Have you tried talking to it?
Elenon's very eccentric. If you don't open this book the right way, it causes someone to have a stroke. She built that into the book.
Yeah.
As for your
Don,
individual, I have no clue.
he likes to lock things very tight.
So an uptight magic caster with a very nervous magic caster, that's a recipe for disaster.
I wouldn't say nervous, but that's beside the point.
No. Yeah, nervous probably isn't the most accurate word.
Anxious is probably more the word.
Withdrawn. Reserved? I don't know. I'm tired. It's been a long
You get the letter A.
Any words that now jump out?
You know SDAHVWALE.
SDAHVWLE.
You've got at least a few words. And A is going to go and get you a whole bunch just because it's a vowel.
I mean, process of elimination, I would think.
SDA.
Like those puzzles.
Which ones did I say?
SDAHVWLE. Is that correct?
VWLE and A. There's another
A.
A. Yeah.
Shadow
two A's.
Sail.
That's possible. What's funny is I typed those into something so that I could just have them out where I could see them, so I could copy paste them somewhere else, and something called Savella came up, which is a it is a prescription drug used for treating fibromyalgia.
But yes, what is our plan in the morning?
Continue with Clapperclaw until we find the person who has his head and get it back.
Yep.
Hopefully at the same
I'm
time.
surprised that nobody is. No, never mind.
Want to
I'm
check
very
and see
curious
what
about
the
that demon
troll.
fellow.
Razzie?
Razzie, I honestly don't know what to think of him.
Give him the old razzle-dazzle.
Yep.
Why is he... Who is he? What is his interest?
There are many.
Hang on. I'm going to go... whittle.
Okay.
I'm going to go sit off by myself, concentrating on a stick and focusing on trying to still my mind so that I can reach out and talk to...
Elmore.
Felmore. Yeah, why was I thinking Lortwin? Goodness.
Wrong person.
Yeah, go whittle a little. Let's
Yep,
see.
I'm gonna go whittle. Whittle, 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 yeah.
In the morning, I'd like to go and check and see if there was a home for this giant troll. There might be some...
Some things there.
Yes.
Okay. Is anybody else going to do as Kai?
Yeah, I'm gonna reach out to Eleanor and see what she can tell me.
Leon's going to try, but he's not had much luck before. At least not that I'm aware of.
Justin,
Yeah.
what would I have to do if I wanted
You've
to
also
make
got that
it
ring.
to create
Or Jewel.
You probably need to find Flail Leaf if I were gonna guess.
You do. You need to find Flay Leaf first.
Which is not super hard to do in the Feywild, actually.
I also have a +5
Really
on
not.
medicine, so
That
Would it
might
be
play to your
nature
advantage.
or medicine? That is a question.
During our little bit of extra downtime, since we have 2 hours, we can mess around during a long rest. I can help with my nature proficiency, or not really
You guys
proficiency,
are out-
but knowledge.
They're out looking for
grass.
drugs.
Searching
Yes,
for
and what can I
grass.
roll? Medicine?
Yeah.
No, I have actually a proficiency with medicine, so I can help with this.
Going from halfling to high elf.
Hey.
I don't know if I need to roll to help, but that's a 19
Gonna
if
be a
so.
total of 18.
Well, one thing's for sure. Micknick's finally going to know what it feels like to be a little higher. It's funny
Okay.
because he is short as fuck.
He is the shortest in the party by at least a foot.
At the very least, I should be able to prevent myself from actually healing up if I found something bad, because 18.
I got
Well-
a 19, so I don't know if
medicine
that'll.
check, and yeah, plus your 19.
So as you all you go away from the group for a little bit and you're out in the forest, you come across a small patch of what looks like there might be what you are looking for within it. As you see zoom, 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 fly around your head.
Would that be the fireflies?
You then feel in your head.
Is that a wisp?
As you do this, there is something sticking very tiny out of your skin.
I try and pull it out.
Going to look
You
over
see
at Mick.
that it is an arrow. A very small arrow.
We've angered pixies. We need to run.
Right, running.
Fog cloud, fog cloud.
Hang on.
I'm casting fog cloud as we run.
As you see Leon, a fog goes through. Almost like a swarm of bees. Through the fog.
Lord.
Leon, I don't think your fog cloud is helping.
But it kept them from shooting us too.
Leon, what did you do? What?
Into the hut, into the hut.
I need you to barbecue some pixies.
Dear Lord.
I am not genocide. No. What? What is going on
They're
out
trying
here?
to kill
Ah.
us.
Kai sitting there. I can't leave them alone for 5 minutes.
I look at Kai and I'm like, we really can't, can we? Let's go check on the little ones then.
Go ahead. I really need to focus.
Fine.
Rory hands you another stick.
Thank you, Rory.
All right, I
Focus
go
on that.
approach. I go approach the boys.
Ah.
Okay. What's going on here?
There's a
Pixies.
what looks like a swarm of bees just fastly moving around them, and you all keep getting hit with these tiny little arrows.
Look, we're sorry. They didn't mean to startle you. They didn't mean to cause you any problems. They were just out foraging. I'm sorry. Is there
The
something we
swarm.
can do to fix this?
The swarm comes to a stop.
Is there
As
something
you see
we can do?
through the swarm, you see a small pixie that comes out through them. Hey man, what the hell?
I don't know what they were out doing. I think they were just out foraging,
I
looking
know.
for herbs.
They were looking for our herbs.
Well,
There wasn't any signage.
My
they
turn.
didn't.
right there.
I don't
That's
think
our
they even knew you were
stack.
there. Okay, that's
We're
fine.
sorry.
Can
Ow.
you direct them to something that's not yours then?
You guys can have some of our stash if you want.
Just
All
gotta
that you
ask.
gotta do, you just gotta give us something in return.
Still have some
Nick, do you
moonshine,
have-
right, McNutt?
You want an
Would
apple?
you like a silver pine cone?
Well, I like what?
Or a silver
Yes.
pine cone.
I
Maybe
mean,
maybe an apple?
not really, but I mean, that's cool. An apple,
Offer them
dude.
some moonshine.
There's
Make
tons
Nick
of
give them
apples
the
around
moonshine.
here.
Alright, well, how about something that's probably not in your area, and I pull out a jug of moonshine.
This is
Whoa.
high quality stuff.
Now, hang on a minute. You see him, 3 more pixies that come out and they start going over toward the moonshine. You see them walking on the top of it as they're inspecting it. What is this?
This is what folks back home call
How-
moonshine.
White lightning.
Good old firewater.
Be
Fire
careful
water?
opening that. It'll knock your socks off.
You mean to tell me that this is fire water?
It's liquor.
It'll
It's
feel
alcohol.
like it's made of fire water.
It's alcohol?
Mm-hmm.
That's rare to come by here.
I reach over and open the container. Take a whiff.
Morgal just looking sad. He's like, why did I use it all on the troll?
Because otherwise we would have died. That's why.
Torfit. Go check it out.
Careful not to
As
fall
you see a pixie look into the jug as it starts going down in, and it
Careful now.
you see it take a finger and go
Shoot out backwards.
as it comes up to the top, and he nods. All right. Seems like you've got some good stuff. As you see the pixie that is in the jug instantly
Uh-oh.
falls down, plop
Oh no.
into the jug.
Oh, that's not good.
Someone should
Uh-oh.
fish him out.
I said be careful.
Go get him out of there. Go.
Be
Yeah,
very
someone go down in
careful.
there.
Don't take my
You
word
see
quite
two.
so.
You see 2 more pixies go.
And before
Right
they all
into
end
the
up
jug.
in your fucking jug.
As 2 of them, actually, I need to see if they can get a
Oh
hold of.
no.
I warned
Accident,
them. I warned
Oh!
them.
accidental genocide by moonshine.
Okay,
Fine.
that's a natural 20
Oh, thank
on
God.
their end. You see them grab this pixie's legs as it starts up the neck of the bottle. You see the. It's even making an audible, tiny little up the side of the bottle as they bring them back into the swarm. Is he dead?
Hope not.
I think
That
he's
is
just
some
Oh,
strong
my
alcohol,
dude.
though.
He'll sleep it off and be okay. I think.
You see one of them say, "He's still breathing." Oh, well, that must be some good stuff.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Okay,
So we have a trade.
we've got a trade.
All right.
That whole bottle, though.
All right. Yeah.
I think we
Okay.
can make that work.
Mhm.
That's like a lifetime supply.
Go
That's
and get
probably.
him.
It's like a fucking water tower for them, full of goddamn moonshine. I think they should.
That is the nectar of the gods. That
To
is
be
the
fair-
nectar of the gods.
To be fair,
That
we
is
did
some-
practically just walk into a field worth for them of just
Parmesan never
pure
tasted
weed.
moonshine with
All
us
right.
so far.
Flay leaf, man. Flay leaf.
Yeah, same thing.
You see the
Uh,
swarm. You see part of the swarm go off as they bring you back what looks like a bushel of flay leaf.
Oh,
Ooh.
right.
That
Mercy.
should have an AC.
Trade.
This right here, even trade. It's the same size as your bottle.
Sounds
Mm.
good to me.
Yep.
Just like how you have a bush. God, we're never gonna get rid of all this crap.
I'll make use of it. Trust me.
Entirely over table comment that, by the way.
Yeah. I was gonna say we'll make use of it at some
Alright.
point.
Then our deal here is done. As you see them
Enjoy your sunshine.
go back,
Well, good to
carrying. You see it just kind of like bobbing.
know.
Right. Well,
Pixies and a giant bottle of moonshine. Won't this make for a funny song when I can finally sing again?
Check that shit for seeds. You may be able to grow your own.
all right. Yeah, I'm gonna. Do
What
some.
on earth have
Okay.
you been up to over there?
You see,
They walked
Kai sees
this
Nick-
ginormous like fluff of green.
bringing this big ball of
It's
green
actually like
fluff.
it's actually like an orangish color.
Oh, it's orange.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
a giant ball of
Friends with
orange.
The neighbors, Kai. Nothing to worry about.
Tell
They
me
just
that's not what I
traded-
think it is.
They just traded a whole bottle of moonshine for flea leaf.
It's
Pretty
not
sure.
one vice, it's another. Whatever.
Ew.
Back to focusing on carving this stick into something or nothing,
Alright,
and
so
mostly
do I
just
find
trying to get in
sticks?
touch with
Yes.
A little more.
Belmore.
Let's go and continue with that train.
So who all is trying to contact their spirit guide?
Orgal is actually a little scared to do so at the moment because he feels like the thing that connected him to his spirit guide is gone.
I don't know if Leon
Have you
can.
tried?
Morgul
He is-
should mention that to people because Kai has words of wisdom that he can't share if he doesn't know there's a problem.
Yeah, he probably would mention it. He's like, I'm a bit nervous because the thing that I connected with my spirit guide on is not there anymore.
No, it came back. Remember?
I
It
still
cleared
can't paint.
His. Oh right, the paintings. That's right. I thought it was the hammer for a minute. I was like, wait a minute.
No,
That doesn't change who you are, though.
I mean a
No,
bit.
connection is more than just a skill, and we're going to get it back. Ultimately, it's up to you. As
Fair
long as you
enough.
still have the same strength of spirit, I'm sure you'll find a connection regardless.
Worth a shot.
See? Listen to the monk. There's a reason I picked that class. It's not because I like fighting, it's because I always end up being that sagely guy. Just ask anyone who hangs around our Discord.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are you going to try to do to reach out, Morgul?
Reach out and touch base.
He's kind of being awkward about it because of the fact that his like immediate first thing would be to think about or do art to try to get him in. So he's just like idly thinking of what he can do. So I think the thing he's going to attempt is he's going to attempt to like just touch up things around the tiny hut that has been established by Leo.
Okay.
Orgol the housemaid.
Like just
It's only
using the
10 feet.
hammer. to try to-
Yes.
I need everyone that's trying to reach out to roll a d20 for me.
I
Can
rolled
do.
a 17.
Yes, sir. 1 second.
Oh, so
I
a
do not have
3
my
is pretty accurate.
Dice app up, so I'm actually using. Oh no, D&D Beyond's not cooperating either. I need to get my dice app. Ah!
2.
Oh no.
Yeah.
We are.
This is
Oh,
not
poor
gonna be good.
Morgul.
5?
Got a 3,
Oh.
so you're doing better.
Oh. It's not gonna be good for the boy's confidence.
As you all are trying to reach out the first time, you hear "Was that? I
Uh-oh.
heard it too."
I stop what I'm doing and look around to see if anyone else is reacting.
Yes. I'm
I definitely
trying
come
to
back out
find
of it
where
and I'm
that noise is
I don't think this is a wise idea.
trying to figure out where that came from.
That
too.
That's a 19 on.
Judging by everyone's faces, I'm guessing I'm not the only one who
That was an
very
18
likely
on
just heard one
dice.
of the witches.
19 on dice and plus 9 from investigation to try and figure out where that came from.
It sounded
I-
like it came from behind you.
Okay.
I was gonna go with perception, which would have been a 23 total.
Oh, this is just gonna be my night then.
You're seeing it. Sounds like it's coming from behind you.
Okay.
That's a fucking
Okay.
8, Chief.
Goodness.
But we all think it sounds like it came from behind us?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
We're not all standing in a
But
perfectly
then-
straight line shoulder to shoulder, are we?
Nope.
Then I think it was in our heads. I think instead of connecting with our guides, we just
We found
encountered the
something
witches.
else. Well, shit.
However, you do see in front of you, out of your spirit, out of your
Totems.
weapons, out of your totems, you see the ethereal forms of your spirit guides form in front of you all. However, they're flickering a little bit.
It's interfering with you.
I don't know.
Oh, this ain't good.
That's not good at all.
It's-
Possibly witch magic, some kind.
Or just Feywild fuckery.
If
yeah,
this if this is a problem, we need to speak quickly before we lose
Yes.
touch.
Yes.
Then say what you're needing to.
We encountered Razzie. a
Who is
demon.
he, and what does he want with you?
How did you encounter him?
He
He
came to
summoned
us
us
and asked
into
for
a
your
room.
spirits.
He approached us.
You see all of them just kind of look at each other, worried faces.
He said we're close to information that he doesn't want us to have.
We didn't give
He-
you guys
Offered us power to defeat the Cinder Flame
In
Now.
exchange
For
for
you.
you.
in exchange for your souls. We obviously refused, but we need to know more.
A long time ago, we made a deal with him. But it was not the smartest idea that we've ever had.
Is that how you came to be entrapped in these artifacts?
Or is this how you managed to escape that deal?
What we did was, some would say, worse,
Worse.
says Belmore.
You say worse. What did you do?
You know about Aeon.
Yeah.
Says
Mhm.
Morgul's spirit guide. His power was growing. And we made a decision to summon a power that we did not fully understand.
That sounds familiar.
So we made a deal with him. Don, Leon's spirit guide, says, we decided that it would be best if he were locked away.
Ah.
You wished to imprison
You
Aeon. Or wished to, yes.
Felmore says he was already doing it himself. We just helped the process along.
And this Razzie was your solution.
Ultimately, yes.
Deals
He
with
was the
devils.
one that He was the one that took us when we made the deal.
That's funny, considering he said he made a deal with Aeon himself.
Did he? I must have missed that.
Did he? I don't
He said
know.
he had a contract that was to be collected.
On Aeon. Right.
Mhm.
He did. I recall now. Yes.
We don't know what deal that the two of those made together.
No, it's just
What?
something I'm bringing to the group's attention is all.
Oh.
Continue.
Yeah.
Razzie took us to the mouth of the hell pit itself.
The Hell Pit. That's a new name.
Where we awakened our weapons. Only with his help were we able to do what we did, but it came at a horrible cost.
Of a way to become a packed warlock.
What was the cost?
Aeon had it coming. He was already tearing himself apart.
Do you know why he was tearing himself apart?
Yes.
I was going to say you had better. It's not an easy thing to do.
Those two were far gone from who they used to be.
Those two?
Zethros.
Aeon and Zethros.
Possibly one of what could have been one of the greatest loves in the universe. Torn
When we
apart by
encountered Samhain,
And he showed us
showed
a
us.
memory.
we saw a spirit of Aeon, and he said, Zyblina knows more than she tells us. I will do anything for us to be together, even if it means tearing us apart. Tearing myself apart, rather.
Mm-hmm.
He said that to Zethros in this vision.
Over table,
Can you
yes.
provide clarity?
What I'm about to say is an item in D&D. What I'm about to say over table, yes, I did take inspiration from a movie. However, it is an actual item in D&D. Do not look it up.
I
will
didn't
now
plan on it.
continue.
I may know what you're talking about.
I doubt it.
If I know what it
Okay.
is, I shall say nothing so as to not ruin.
I'll try not to spurt too hard, Justin.
Oh, God. Phrasing? Are we still doing phrasing, everybody?
Language.
Black. The Black Cauldron.
Aha.
Zyblina. She's the one that possessed it.
Wait, is it Zyblina or Zybilna?
Zybilna. I keep
I have it
saying
written both
Zyblina
ways.
because it rolls off the tongue better. I didn't
Yeah.
make the character, but I like Zyblina better personally. But
Well, it's your campaign. Call it what you want.
yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
You
I don't
made
know.
frickin' Aranea or whatever. Arasta,
Arasta.
that's it.
Arasta.
Yeah. Well. I always knew that he would try to do something like that. But I never thought he would go through with it. But Aeon became so twisted in what he thought was right. He was willing to do anything. You see, Zethros, he was so naive. He thought that the Cinder Flame, instead of tearing him down, that it would be best to make a pact with him. Apparently, Zethros saw something. The Cinder Flame talked about it. Something, the cosmic. What was it?
A
Gift.
cosmic gift.
cosmic gift. He said it was so beautiful and that it would change everything. He told us that if we didn't do it, if we didn't join with him, Dawn says that he would destroy us anyway. His appearance started to change after that point, and he started looking more like a beast than the man that he was.
Well, now he looks like a devil, so that's an entirely different matter.
No,
Oh, that's Aeon, not Zethros. My bad. Wrong context.
Aeon, you hear Elenon say, Aeon was a studious man. Aeon tried to get so much power. He would do anything for it. He would go and learn from every type of person that he could. Dabble in every dark magic that he could. But ultimately, it was his encounter with the Black Cauldron that changed him forever.
What does this thing do?
The second time you've mentioned this black cauldron. What is it?
I was gonna say, what in the hell does this thing do?
Supposedly, it can change you to your very core. It holds answers to those that seek it. It's a reservoir, dark magic. We've heard stories that it can raise the dead. We've heard stories that it can change landscapes. We don't know if any of these are true because we never saw it. Only what Aeon would tell us. He said that he learned everything that he did from Igwilv.
Big wheels. How do you spell that?
Iggwilv.
Okay.
I think you've given me that name before.
I.
What'd you
Okay.
say, bud?
I think you've given me that name before for something else.
I did.
Who is Igwilv?
We don't know. Aeon kept to himself about any knowledge that he started to gain, because once he learned everything on the material plane that he could, he started seeking answers elsewhere. He wanted to save Zethros. He wanted to bring his soul back to him.
His soul? I knew he was transformed into a dragon. I was not aware that he'd lost anything like his soul.
Lost? Perhaps not.
Sold,
Completely.
perhaps?
His soul
Or
was
just
corrupted.
trapped. Ah.
The soul that resides within Zethros today is not the bright and cheerful individual that we once all knew.
There's a shred of hope for that.
To be perfectly frank, none of you seem terribly bright and cheerful individuals.
I have an odd question over the table.
Time will do that to you, Kai.
I believe it.
What?
Since our good friend has been turned into a puppet, does that mean we just have his relic with us?
Probably.
Okay. Or like, did it get puppetized as well? That was my question there with that.
And if that's the case, good God, what would have the power to do that?
The coven.
I
Do we have
I
Draxus's
say-
dagger, or is it part of his
That's
puppet?
more what I'm wondering. Yeah.
It is part of the puppet.
Holy fuck.
Oh, that's
that's
very
Yeah,
potent
interesting.
magic.
That is Ho
Ooh, shit.
Also,
H-O-L-I-F-U-K.
the gem that is attached to him as well is puppetized.
Well, I mean, I figured that would be puppetized because
Yeah.
Attached, but I didn't realize the dagger too.
Well, I mean, he never said anything about the dagger falling, any of us needing to collect it.
Yeah.
Stands to reason. I'm glad someone finally caught that.
Like, it just came to mind. I'm like, wait a minute.
I was wondering when somebody would catch on to that. I was like, has nobody thought to ask?
Well, here's the thing. What automatically went to my mind was the fact that Tralia is in possession of the puppet, as far as I'm aware, and that thereby, to my mind,
Incorrect.
Morgul jokingly took it a few sessions back,
Ah.
actually.
a lot has happened in the last few sessions, so I did not quite remember that. I was going to say, yeah, damn
No.
it.
You don't even have the puppet of Draxus?
No, that's,
Draxus,
no, I
but-
went back, no, Moxie's gonna look around for it, realize where the hell it is, and just go, damn.
Like, he
Where-
doesn't have it at this point, but no, like, that's what I was saying. It's like,
Yeah.
probably definitely doesn't have it.
Who has Draxus?
The Coven.
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
No one is holding the... Okay.
I thought you had the puppet.
Oh,
I thought I had the
no.
puppet. That Morgul is literally like, I thought I had him. Where the hell did he go?
There's only really one logical explanation as to why he's not here with us.
Son of a bitch!
Oh, these hags gotta die.
We
These
knew
hags
he was
gotta
transformed
burn.
into the puppet, right?
Yes,
But
we knew that.
Someone was carrying the puppet, and
And now it is
no one
gone.
is. Okay. Yeah.
To be fair, we have had more than one run-in with these weird wiping coven effects, so...
Well, damn
I
it.
have a feeling that I know why they took him.
Why?
For his relic?
Whatever experiments that Aeon did a long time ago, if they are still in possession, somehow, of the cauldron, who knows what they're going to try to do.
They wanted us for experiments.
This isn't good.
Really quick, I try and etch out the axe and the rocking horse symbols that we saw. Does this ring any bells? Remind you of anything? Look familiar. That's the phrase.
Symbols look familiar. Aeon used to draw them in his sleep.
Fascinating.
Sleep?
Did you ever confront him about this? Ask what they were?
We did, and he said that they were his muse.
Muse?
Oh,
They're symbols from the Hourglass Coven.
Loxy, can you please enlighten them as to...
Yes, yes. I then regale Madame Mugwort, the symbols, the coven, the whole losing our abilities thing.
Well, you all are more than capable.
His muse my ass. That's not a muse, that's a nightmare.
They were kidnapping children to do these experiments on, and then they said that we were what they wanted. Remember, when Madame Mugwort had us in her care, she was going to use us to complete this ritual.
Yup.
As for
Razi.
Razmataz.
Our money.
you see her just nod at Morgul. For that thing, I'm sure that he appeared to you all in a unique fashion.
Not
could
entirely
say
unique to us, but yes.
Aggressively flamboyant, but he seemed to steal it from Hex in design.
Bit of a copycat.
Unless he did it first and Hex was the copycat, but there's no way of knowing that. Sorry, that's not an important thought to pursue.
Hex, we didn't get to know very well.
Hex existed for you?
Don't say anything like that.
And why not?
Eleanor.
Oh, don't you dare. What were you saying, Elenon?
This could help our investigations.
Yes, please.
more
Any
than-
information that can help us understand the absolute mindfuckery that our lives have become. And I don't use that word lightly.
No, you rarely swear like that. This is serious.
We
And she's
don't
not even
even
joking.
know if that was because of us.
What? Stop keeping secrets. We're not little kids.
This pronoun game everyone keeps playing does get tiresome.
The deal that we made with Raz and what Aeon was already doing to himself. Hex only showed up after we made the deal with Raz.
I see.
And we didn't really know what to do.
We know that he split his personality. Was that as a result of that deal?
Or was it a result of all of the things he was already doing?
Strange confluence of timing.
We did notice that after that had happened, the two of them were different, but the same. Two halves of the same coin.
Can you imagine then why he would be keeping Hex contained and tortured?
He wants his full self back.
Why not simply absorb him, consume him, whatever?
He can't.
Sounds-
Probably because he can't. I was about to say.
Yeah.
I
because he
imagine it's a
can't.
contract.
Not to mention, Hex does have the power to take control. He is an equal part. Thereby, he has just as much right to Aeon's body as Aeon has.
As far as we're aware, one of the two events happened first that created Hex. We're unsure of which one it is. It was either the last thing that Aeon did to himself, which we only know that he went to something called the Black Spire.
The Black Spire.
Was that before or after the Black Cauldron?
I'm going to roll a history
was
check on that.
during the
in
time.
meantime.
Of the Black Spire.
Would I know anything about the Black Spire on a natural 20? And I
Nope.
asked because I got a 20 and I have a +9 to history. That's the only reason.
And you lived in a giant library for a while.
Yeah.
Black Spire does not exist, Don says to Leon, in the natural sense.
Then would it be what?
Oh,
It was in a realm called the Shadow Veil.
There we
We're
go.
hearing-
Shadow
No.
Veil.
keep
We're
hearing that.
familiar with Shadow Veil, if only slightly. In terms of knowing about Shadow Veil, would a grand total of a 15 tell me anything about the Black Spire? Since
I mean, Shadow Veil is basically that anagram you've been carrying around. Right?
I mean, yeah.
What are you talking about? Says Eleanor.
Moxie's
What
had this
anagram?
message that she's been very secretive about. Hasn't really told us, but I've been paying attention. And it's just a bunch of letters. She couldn't make sense of it. Earlier this evening, she read them aloud, and I thought Shadow Veil.
oh no, those are letters that I can read out of Elenon's book.
Yeah,
Yes,
that'd
I
be
know.
relevant.
I'm Eleanor. I wrote the book. That
No,
book.
that's what I was telling Kai.
I never wrote anything like that in there.
Oh.
That means Aeon's hijacked her book again. He's been doing that.
Maybe focus less on tattling to teacher and more on why we would be getting told this.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
it's-
also
This is a
weird.
message
important.
that's been building in your collection since we met, right?
I thought it was just random letters coming up that I would be able to piece together, but yeah, I'm missing.
No offense, Eleanor, by the way.
I'm only
None
missing
taken.
one letter. Yeah, I'm only missing one letter. Hopefully they. I don't fancy going there.
I don't like this.
I don't like it either, but
What's to like?
that's very fair. Shadowvale.
After it was during that time that when he said that he was going to the Black Spire, that we decided to get the help from good old Razzie.
Limited options, huh?
Extremely. We weren't about to go to the Cinder Flame.
No.
Charlotte plays many games, but the best game that he has to play is time.
Oh?
Well, there are only so many of us left in the world as Bloodborne, and he has all eternity. We have a limited amount of time in our lives where we are able to do this.
We were very much on the verge of figuring out how he came to be when we were alive. We were unable to finish that.
We should talk more often. I feel like you could send us... well, we've been so confused by recent events we haven't really had time, but I feel like you can give us a lot of insight.
For some reason, our connection is stronger here.
I mean,
The Feywild.
I was going to say we are in the Feywild. That does help quite a
We are
lot.
between planes, so that might.
Interesting. Wait a moment. When we first started speaking, you were barely here. It
Precisely.
has strengthened. No, I mean earlier this evening, in fact.
Yes.
Hadn't even realized.
So,
Well,
Aeon has been to Shadowvale. Something of a clue might be there. He's currently pointing there as we speak. We have business here first. And apparently, we've been tasked with going back to Basenham for something.
Why?
well,
Didn't he give us that one thing?
That
Razzie
was if we
said,
wish to go and.
good old
Right.
Razzie said that if we wanted his offer, all we had to
That
do
we
was
had
go
to
and get that
go.
ring. But we rejected his offer
refused.
rather soundly.
Right. Right. There was a lot going on in that moment, and I was
Yeah.
terrified he was going to kill somebody.
Razzie always delivers upon his promises, but be very careful with the deal that you make with him.
Oh, as soon as he, well, saw what was on the back of my hand, he wanted nothing to do with me whatsoever.
And even then, I fairly soundly rejected any deal he offered.
And then Leon yawned in the middle of the transaction and said, "I'm tired, let's go." Like an ornery old man.
Don looks at Mick. You've been very quiet.
Contemplative. I've not
I
been
also
very
am not
contemplative.
seeing our dear friend. I'm assuming that you were not trying to speak with him.
Oh, you're referring to
Normally,
Zethros.
buddy, and as of
No,
late, I've
Lord
been
Oh, him.
unable to drink.
That doesn't mean you can't offer him
many
around.
different ways to try and communicate.
Wasn't that what you went and got this massive bundle of orange stuff for or something?
Yeah.
Right.
Light a bit up.
On that note, as someone who has partaken and then decided it best not to, you can enable others. in good company. Just saying.
Perhaps Lord Twain might have something to offer on this after all. I pull out the stone.
Do you want a little bit of a light?
I just
Thinking that he
imagine.
could
Yeah.
still
I just
offer some of the
imagine
moonshine
Moxie
stuff.
just.
Literally just
Yep, prestidigitation proof.
You see Lortoin come out and yoink that right out of Mick's mouth.
That's from the
About-
Pixies just across the. That's from the Pixies just across the meadow. Very nice people.
About damn time.
Is it good?
We traded them a bottle of moonshine.
I've had better. I'll tell you a great place that you can go to get some.
Oh?
Yeah.
Leon's going to
Yeah.
try and catch up to Loratoin here on what's been happening
Over
and
the
such.
table, Justin, you're very good at emulating a stoner.
It's almost like he knows what it's like, brah.
Like,
Yeah.
man.
This,
Even though he's holding back that slight choke the entire time.
this is not as good as I had when I was in the realm of the Seven Seals.
Realm of the
Realm-
Seven Seals? Why does that sound familiar?
I don't know.
Is that
Well,
another name for something we already know about?
Could be.
Is it another
Yeah.
name for hell?
Oh, no.
Okay.
Nah, nothing like that.
Hey, I had to
I
ask.
will say, I don't like what's happened to you, McNick.
I don't either.
I don't like it. No.
Still got like 2 bottles of
Burr.
moonshine in my bag.
I don't really like what's happened to any of you, to be completely honest.
Oh, neither do we. I rather miss being able to properly meditate. Now
Yeah.
I carved one good thing. I show off the wolf head. The frickin' my dice is in the way. I carved one good thing, and the rest of it is coming out an incomprehensible mess.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
I know somebody else that used to carve a lot of wood.
Why does it sound dirty when you say it?
I don't know.
Because he's
Could
got a
be the
blunt in his
drug.
hand.
That could do it.
But Zethros was a avid carver. So.
Oh. Well,
Fascinating.
yeah, maybe if we find a way to communicate with him, now that Draxus has been transformed into a doll, and apparently
Actually,
that doll
he's
has
been
been
kidnapped.
vanished.
Good luck.
Well, we've got hags to roast, so that's on the bucket list.
Oh yeah. Which has got a burr.
I mean, I point to the smoldering thing that used to be a troll. We dispatched this. I think just yesterday.
They all look over, and you see them.
Golf clapping.
The pity clap.
God damn.
Yes, that was a
That
fun
was
one.
an ugly. That was an ugly thing.
I got transformed into an ape. A 9-foot tall ape.
It was
At least.
quite amusing to watch.
And then the thing made a
when you were in the
tornado,
getting
and
stepped on.
Morgul had the bright idea of filling it with moonshine, and then Moxie set it on fire while I was in it.
Just went.
To be fair, you were a monkey.
I
At the
hope
time. It
one
seemed
day-
fine.
I hope one day you all are able to fight one of my favorite fights that we had.
What?
A Doomwake giant.
A what?
Ooh.
I don't
Nope.
rather
Nope.
like the sound
Nope.
of that.
Nope.
The heck is a doom giant?
Maybe one day you'll see. I hope
Hopefully
you do.
one day we
Nope.
don't.
Nope. Nope.
You see Dawn say, one of my favorite fights was actually a purple worm when we
Oh,
dispatched
no.
4 of them at the same time, I think it was. Yes.
Why is everyone saying favorite fights as though fights are something to be enjoyed? I prefer to not fight at all, personally.
As
Felmore
a proud...
is sitting over next to Kai watching him whittle, and he says, I agree. I don't want to fight. I can't anymore. I'm dead.
Yeah.
That aside.
My favorite fight to date was one that did not have to happen. Or that did not end up happening. We instead moved an entire city.
Yes, Lorna. I
My
love that
favorite.
story.
We saw that. Good job on that, by the way. I hope to see you all do that again sometime.
Well, first you get to see us roast some witches.
That will be interesting. Prismia is a very big place, so we've heard.
Yes,
No.
and here your feelings rule lots of things. Have no sense of direction? Feel with your emotions and you will be guided to the place you need to be, supposedly.
That
I still
actually
prefer
has happened.
maps.
It has not failed us yet.
I still prefer
Any
maps.
further questions before we pop back in?
Any advice on trying to defeat witches of... I make an anagram of their names so that we don't invoke names. We've got to go up against these 3. Any ideas?
We've never met them before, so
Mm.
Right.
not much. Rory looks over at Kai and says, the small thing that was following us.
Mosper,
No, what did you call it?
Cleverclaw.
Oh, yeah, the scarecrow thingy. Where did he go?
Clapperclaw.
No.
Clapperclaw!
Fuck.
Much like the previous one that we saw with Madame Mugwort, I'm gonna make an assumption here. Could be correct, could not be correct. They heard something and called him back.
McNally's witches.
Yes. Great. Well, we now need to go find this little scarecrow.
Rory, can
Yep.
you track him?
Do you have anything that was his?
Well, he
I
certainly
point
smells
to
of
the
fish.
spot. I was gonna say, I point to the spot where he'd been sitting.
I mean, the remains of the fish.
I mean, I felt it
I can-
polite eating his fish on there
I
for
can
it.
most definitely try. Sure. Never really done this before, but why not? Let's
I'm
give it
very
the old try.
I'm very
College
familiar
try.
with Clabberclaw at this point, right? 28 charisma check to see if I can sense him anywhere.
Well, you all automatically see Rory start going. As you see him start
Off
taking
he
off.
run!
We'll
Great meeting.
catch up more later.
again.
After that wolf.
Thank you.
Leon's
That
picking up
book
the book.
closed and
They zoop back into your all's
Take
relics.
my stone and join the party.
Yep.
Grab my hammer,
Aha!
Once
and
Party
off we
time.
go.
Party being a double entendre there. 'Cause we're running a
Party time.
Rory starts to go over the bridge.
which we can now safely cross.
So as you all are going across the bridge, you hear Rory say, "It's strange. His scent is coming from 2 directions."
Right.
That means that he went in a different direction than his head. If I'm to surmise.
Right, that you're exactly right.
He has gone both hither and thither.
Possibly.
So which one do we follow? Do we follow either?
Can we tell a difference between them even?
That is a question. Which one is stronger?
I'm getting quite the scent. Very strong from the left.
I say we go left. That might be the more recent one.
One moment.
Oh,
Everyone, take a moment. Remember how this place works. Focus on where we need to be to answer this.
I had done that. I had rolled a 19 for charisma to see if I could sense where he was going, or where he was.
Well, I failed. Check that out.
Wow.
It's a 5.
Yeah, may as well.
Mine had been a total of 28 for a charisma check to see if I could follow my emotions to the scarecrow. But...
No. That's a 9, Chief.
Oh,
I
wow.
got a 2.
I'm picking up the scent. It's stronger left, I think.
Well, I've got nothing better to go off of than that.
I mean,
I
yeah.
trust him.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Let's say we follow the season tracker.
Yep.
I wouldn't say seasoned, but
Experienced,
well,
at least. More experienced than
I've-
us?
You have a better
Dabbled.
nose than we do.
yeah,
Argal just
okay.
looking here, seeming insulted at this, but says nothing.
Tracker.
That's better.
Fantastic. Okay, well, let's
Let's go.
carry on.
Tally-ho.
Tally ho! How long see?
Off we go.
As you all
That
start
rhymed.
going toward the left, you notice strange indents in the muddied soil that is all around you. What look like big holes in the ground, like something was walking across.
Guys, it
That's-
looks like something was walking across here.
An 18 nature check.
Sorry, I had to. I couldn't resist it.
It doesn't seem like anything that you would know.
Okay.
I will roll Arcana.
18
Nope.
survival to see if it's recent. Is
It is recent.
Ooh. Well, whatever it was here very recently and could still be within earshot. Is
Oh,
it
fantastic.
large or is it small? Does it look like it's a group of things?
It looks like whatever it was a lot of it that was walking or something.
Hmm. Well, is there another smell in the area? I'm asking Rorthal.
I'm detecting a faint scent, but it's over that pond.
That we just came from?
No,
Another
that one over there.
Looks over to Guy.
You...
Wanna try walking on water again?
I don't
okay.
know that we trust the water.
I don't think we should mess with that.
Well, what good is having abilities if you never use them? I'm going to...
I will follow Pat. I will go up behind Kai and say,
Rory?
I will follow you.
Would you suffer the indignity of being carried so that we can figure this out?
Oh, you're not joking. Okay.
Oh, there's a jerky stick in it for you on the other side.
Well, I should probably mention that you might want to look and see how long of a distance that is, my friend.
How far of a distance is it?
You cannot see the other side.
I could
That
probably
means
morph
you-
someone.
I rather thought you meant something closer. Otherwise, I would not have been entertaining
it's-
such an obscenely ridiculous notion.
No.
It's,
And also that dense fog that seems to be rolling in this way.
I'm not liking that. I can provide a polymorph if we wish, but I don't think we should be messing around with that pond. No, that's
If-
not mine.
If you
Well,
want,
let us continue on our way then, lest we get caught in it.
The scent
that
is
polymorph.
strongest that way.
okay, so I
Towards the
guess that
fog.
way we go.
Is it
If
in the water?
If only we had a collapsible boat.
I can make at least one of you a shark, if you wish.
If we want to take a moment to think on it,
Let's take a
over
second.
the table, I actually need to step away for a second.
Okay.
Justin, you
Alright,
may know
let's
why.
do a
Hmm.
quick BRB. We'll be back shortly, folks. Bear
Mhm.
with us.
Okay. Let's chow people for a moment. Welcome back, everyone.
back, everyone.
Enemies.
We have returned.
Yes.
We are
Excellent.
back, and our heroes are before a swamp with an odd fog that is rolling around the waters.
A swamp?
What
I
will
thought
they
you said
do?
it was like a lake.
It's a rather large pond. I'm going to call it a swamp.
I'm gonna call it Amelia.
Amelia Pond, get
I
your
thought you'd like that.
Oh lord.
yes.
Yes,
Hey,
you
good
rang.
So, what do you do?
Well, we never actually got around to talking about what we were going to do.
I mean,
So
if
that
we
way
need to
use
polymorph,
Claw.
What about Clapperclaw?
Yeah,
That
we're
is
obviously
the direction of Claw. Oh, yes.
we're obviously going to go looking for him.
Yeah, it was.
You all hear croaking.
dogs.
Like louder croaking than we should normally be expecting croaking.
Yes.
This
Or
is
just-
the Feywilds, so yes.
Oh no!
What is it with
Giant
toady things
frog.
finding us? Banderhobbs, that thing Morgul described. Now this.
Leon is making sure to pull out his book and get ready for any
You hear
castings.
almost what the croaking sounds like words.
Not coming through.
Yeah,
Not
it's
coming
not.
through at all.
Who?
Who?
Oh,
How odd.
I have a thought. Trollia, quiet as ever.
Talia's not quite available, remember?
Yes, I know the person playing her typically is not currently in this stream, but the character's still around, yes?
well, yeah,
So we can talk to her in character, yes?
you can.
Yeah, there you go. Moxie, see? I know what I'm talking about. What was I going to say? That sounds like quite a bit larger than a normal frog, but maybe someone as charming as yourself could convince them to give us a lift. Or an assist, in some way.
You all see out of the water hops a very elegantly dressed in white and blue pinstripe with a kind of a fluffy collar, a bullywug,
Oh, what?
Boy.
Oh, okay.
A
an
bullywug.
anthropomorphic frog.
Yep, the
Ah.
frog
You see-
people.
You see two of them pop out, and they're holding spears. You see one of them. Pardon me.
Well met.
Hello.
No problem at all.
Greetings.
How are you?
My compatriot was trying to say, "Who are you, and what is your business here?"
We're looking for a friend of ours named Clapperclaw.
We
A
are-
little scarecrow with a gourd on his head. Did he pass this way?
We have never heard of such a thing. You
We
are
Travelers.
trespassing on private property.
Oh, we're terribly sorry.
We will happily depart. Our destination lies across these waters, you see.
That goes into the realm of our fair king.
Okay.
Your king?
And you said you've not
Yes,
seen anything
our
like
king.
our Clapper Claw, so no other
Perhaps you have seen a gourd?
I'm sorry, who is your king?
King Gullywop the 13th.
Never heard that name before. Okay. Can you say that one more time? The beginning of it got a little cut off. for me.
Gullywop.
Gullywop. King Gullywop the 13th. His Royal Majesty.
That is a magnificent title.
It is. Truly.
The 13th of his name. That is a long lineage.
You all are seeing this.
How long do bullywugs live?
Huh?
Like
a
over
while.
the table. How long do bullywugs live? Do they live like normal human lifespan?
They live normal human lifespans.
Okay, then yeah, Jesus. All right.
A long
I
line.
don't know why, but that is precisely what I had pictured.
Because it reminds you of the adventures of Mr. Toad and his
Mm-hmm.
motor car.
Well,
Is there any way you might permit us passage through your lands so that we may find our friend?
we truly don't mean to trespass. We're merely seeking a destination.
You would have to have an audience with our Majesty. That
I don't
is
see why
not our. How do you put it?
Jurisdiction?
Correct.
Might it be possible to try and arrange such a thing?
Can you do such a thing? I would have to go and ask. Of course.
I mean, there's little harm in
We will
asking.
go and
usually.
see if he will have an audience with you. However, you are going to have to tell us who you are.
Well,
Oh.
I'm Moxie, and these are
Hmm.
our friends, and we are travelers from the material plane here visiting the Feywild.
It's not very catchy, but okay. Travelers from the material plane. It's a mouthful. I don't know why you would call yourselves that, but I
Oh,
will go
you-
ahead and
You want the name of our group?
Oh,
relay this message.
You know,
you are
We have been asked
abandoned
once before, but we
patriots.
haven't really.
we've been asked this several times, and we still don't have a name.
Someone has said something recently that struck a chord with me.
Bloodborne.
Bloodborne. Not like an illness. Maybe that's not good.
We were all children born in the same year.
We do not need your backstory. We only need name.
Very well. You
We
may
have
call
been
us
called.
the. Yes.
We have been called the LDC previously.
LDC.
Over table, the League for the Destruction of the Cinder Flame.
That probably won't go
Remember
over well.
Ravnica? That
Also,
was what
down
we-
at the table, perhaps we shouldn't be giving away the information of our birth
That's
year,
fair.
etc., etc.
No, I just said we're all
I
grouped together.
am rather partial to the notion of the Bloodborne warriors, though.
Mm-hmm. Beats the random gaggle of roaming gamblers.
The Children of the
Yeah.
Moon doesn't really strike.
A chord.
That gives
Fear.
away too much stuff too.
But the Bloodborne
Yeah.
warriors also could. Well, no, not really.
Not particularly.
Mm,
I say we go with
I like it.
Bloodborne.
mm-hmm.
Yep.
I like it. Also, yes, I'm eating caramel out of a cup.
Don't think we care. Enjoy.
It just looks strange sometimes.
You do you.
Is this the name that you are going with?
Yeah, why not?
Bloodborne warriors. Yeah.
You see one of them jump and dive into the water as he goes off into the distance. We shall await to hear back what the king has to say.
Ollie.
Hey, Kai,
You say gods.
Yes.
Perhaps you have seen
you
a.
said that Rory meant to go this way, correct?
Rory?
What?
Nothing. It's just Micknick is questioning your certainty that this is the correct direction.
Yes, I mean, I smell the smell that I smell. So I'm only going off of what I was, well, smelling.
Can't argue with that logic.
That's fair.
Fine.
Smell of a smell that I smelled.
The
Gold.
smelly smell that smells smelly. I'm sure your sniffer couldn't do much better. The nose knows what it knows.
Hmm.
Since when did you pick up performing, Kai?
I'm sorry? Oh, the rhymes.
the-
Yes, I see.
she's a
Well,
part
I
of your
suppose I'm a
oratory.
poet and I never really know it. Although
Game
you could say
recognizes
my feet.
game.
You see one of
Never
the
mind.
the other bullywug pop out of the water as it says, "His Majesty, King Gullywart the 13th, will have an audience with you."
Oh,
Hmm.
lovely.
Hey.
Is it tradition that one bring a gift, or is it fine if we approach empty-handed?
It is
I-
usually
I-
fair for gifts.
Is a nicety.
I don't want to step on tradition. Goodness knows we can't afford to make more enemies, right?
Nick. Hand me one of your apples.
Very well.
You all see a large something or other that rises out of the water as the water beads and rolls off of the back of whatever this thing is that is coming up from out of the water. Do climb aboard.
Is this magnificent vehicle?
I go
If
ahead and
you
hop on.
deem it such. As
I
you
wouldn't
start
know what else to
hopping
call it.
on, you notice that your feet, it feels fleshy.
Hmm.
Would you pull this? Or
We
this
call it
individual?
the Gullop.
The Gullop. Over table, I was kind of hoping to hear you say something like, "We call it Margaret." With that stoic demeanor they've got, I thought that would have been perfect.
That would have been interesting.
The Gullop, eh?
Very fascinating.
Well, I suppose.
As it starts taking you across the water, you notice that this thing moves with immeasurable speed.
Oh my.
And as the fog starts to, as you start to come through the fog and it starts to dissipate behind you, you notice that there is a village of these bullywugs that have built forts and almost what look like very raggedy pillars and spires that go up into the treetops as some of the treetops are linking into some of the buildings themselves. You notice lily pads that are dashed around the waterlogged village that this is. And you see a large throne that is set in the middle upon what looks like his quote unquote castle, as it were.
Iron Falls could learn a thing or two about architecture from this place.
I'm gonna say
However,
something over
Iron
table
Falls
here.
is nowhere. I mean, this place is nowhere as big as Iron Falls, granted. But
I'm
Architecture
gonna say something over
style.
table here. Misa thinking we should not be in Kansas no more.
This is so sorry.
very Gungan, sure, yeah. As you get off, you notice that there are pikes that are in front of the gate. And on the pikes, there are heads of bullywugs.
I don't
my.
want
Some of
to
them
know
have-
them.
Some of them have monocles. Some of them have regal headdresses that are on. And they're all slack-jawed with some of their tongues that are hanging out.
Don't piss off the king. God. It's
As is the case with any monarchy.
Seems legit. We should probably figure out what we're going to say before we're in a position to say it.
We're just going to ask for passage through here. After we ask if he's seen our little friend.
Maybe if maybe it's an elf. No,
might not be a
it's
bad
favor.
idea.
An exchange of services.
just be ready to make an offer for our safety.
As you
Yes.
approach the king, you notice that the king is very large, quite fat. Fat in the consumption of things that he has had, very clad in regal garb, as it were, and a crown that almost looks like a large flower sits atop his head. With a staff in hand, he sits there.
Leon will bow.
You hear-
Greetings.
You hear out of giant lilies, the plant, that are played like trumpets. His Majesty, King Gullywop the 13th. As you see everyone bow before him.
Yep.
As you see
Wow. Yes.
that his throne starts moving a little bit as he smacks it with his cane. Tell me, blood-born, what is it that you ask of King Gullywop the 13th?
Greetings, Your Royal Majesty. We seek passage through your land, peaceful passage through your land, in order to find a little friend of ours, a scarecrow named Clapperclaw.
You say these words as if I'm supposed to know what any of it means.
We seek nothing more than safe passage across your land.
We do not wish to intrude upon your territories, Your Highness.
You see a smaller frog come up and whisper in his ear hesitantly as you see a large monocle is donned by this one as he Clapper claw, you say?
Yes. Is that an issue?
How do you know of this name?
It is
We-
simply the name we were given.
That is the name that he told us.
We do not like these names.
Because of who he is associated with?
Yes.
Well,
Fortunate for you, we wish the destruction of that individual.
we're not fans of them either.
Not on the slightest.
They have no use for you. Take them away. As you see the smaller frog. They stay for a little bit more. They have further questions, of course. You see all the frogs. You wish passage?
Yes.
I'll make a deal with you. I'll allow you safe passage. You have to return someone to me that I lost
recently.
Certainly try.
There's a troublesome fairy dragon that was running around. Recently imprisoned and awaiting trial.
But I see. Do you know their name?
Talivar.
This is not Roderick, right?
That's certainly not Roderick.
Talivar was supposed to be on trial, and he escaped out of jail.
I see.
I wish only to see him back in custody and await his trial properly.
That's reasonable.
Might I ask, what was his crime?
His crime was trying to overthrow my reign.
Reason is a hefty deed.
Can't have that.
No. No.
You see him reach into a bowl as he grabs out a tiny creature and stuffs it into his mouth as you see the legs get slurped down.
I then procure the apple that I asked for from Micknick, and I present it to the king. A token of esteem.
What is this?
That is for you to decide, Your Majesty.
From what I understand, it is from the forges.
It is a forged apple.
Honeycrisp.
Yes.
He looks down upon it.
It is yours to do with
Retrieve
as
it.
you wish.
Retrieve it for me.
You see them grab the apple as they go up the stairs, and you see the frog
Poor froggy.
Give him the hook.
as he grabs the apple.
You say this was forged?
Yes, it can
What
be
do
a
you wish
weapon
it
if
to
you wish.
become? What do you wish it to be?
I do believe it was forged with determination.
Yes.
I wish power, something to help me keep my reign.
You see the apple start transforming into a new scepter in his hands.
Is
As you see the top of it start turning into what looks like his crown.
I rather like this. I dare say, don't you?
a magnificent gift fitting a king.
You hear the frogs not saying anything as he says,
Don't you?
and they all
I see.
Very well. You are to retrieve Talivar, and then you may roam across my lands as you see fit.
Very well, thank you.
Many
Thank you,
thanks,
good king.
Your Majesty.
Beware the one who walks across the land.
Do you mean a giant of some kind?
creature?
A three-headed
She
thing that guarded the bridge.
travels.
He.
Oh,
She travels on the water, on the land, and in the air. Be
right.
careful.
Thank you for the warning.
Yes.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Now, you've a job to do.
I
Yes.
think we should. That's our cue to.
Yes.
let's go.
Let's move.
Get to it. Oh, come here, Snoodle. Come here.
You see a small crocodile waddle over, and it has a large collar, a royal collar, around its neck. Its eyes are penny-wising. One eye is looking this way, one eye's looking that way. It's cockeyed, and you see it walking over as it has little bells that jingle around its neck.
Oh, come here, Snoodle. Come here.
Oxy, it's rude to stare.
No,
You
she's
just see as he's holding this little small crocodile that it's just
that is darling. I don't know, but it's cute. As we're leaving.
That reminds me of Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Mhm.
I'll be gone.
Right.
So you said there was another trail. Perhaps we should follow that. Rory.
Yes. Let's follow the other trail. See where it leads.
the same frog that is escorting you out says, the last location of Talivar. He was headed that way, as he points into a dense part of the forest. Retrieve him and bring him back thusly. If
As
you do
we
not, King Gullywarp does not like for people to not deliver on their promises.
I think we are married to this task.
More so than we are married to anything else at this point, yes.
Indeed.
Now, he did go over the water, so we will take you back across. Gullop, you see it
It never gets old.
as you get on and you're taken back to where you just were.
All right, let's see if we can't detect a fairy dragon. Bless you.
We go into the wild
Wasn't a
blue
sneeze.
water. Black things can come for coughs and for sneezes. It's well wishes either way.
All right, Rory.
Why so dismissive? Sorry.
All right,
Good.
Rory, do your thing.
How is he to track?
Oh, we're following the other trail at the moment. Or
That's
now we
fair.
wish to go and into the woods. Though I have no idea how we would get back if we do follow the other trail.
Well,
We are
again,
now-
as was pointed out to us as we were leaving, we're kind of married to the task we were given, because otherwise King Gullywop will probably come and collect our heads for his pike display.
That would be a survival check, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's a 17.
And you're trying to track.
The fairy dragon.
Well, you don't have a track of the fairy dragon.
That's
Track.
what I was trying to say
But
a minute ago.
Rory does still end up following the other trail if you all are wanting to go that way.
But again, if we go that way, we might get,
I mean, we just accepted it. It's not like we expected to deliver right this minute.
But if we go down the other way, we'll probably fall down a rabbit hole of other things and never come back to this thing, and then we'll end up with a giant frog king on our tail.
And that is a problem. Not to mention,
That's
in
what
order,
I'm getting at.
Not to mention, in order to most expeditiously, or expediently is the word, in order to more expediently find the thing that we are already tracking, we have to go through frog territory. And we cannot go through frog territory without doing this first.
Yes.
So, fairy dragon. Let's figure something out.
That'd be a bit tricky.
I mean, let's go in the direction they pointed.
Good place to start.
Yep. Off. We can.
Anyone disagree?
Oh.
Hello.
As you all
Like
start
just going into the wilds like this.
going into the darkened forest, you come across a tree with these hanging fruits. And the fruits, eyeballs open from them as they, hello.
Hello.
That tree is... Why am I even questioning this anymore?
I mean, the sooner you let go of rational thought here, the better off you're gonna be.
I thought I had done that, and then we had a moment back in reality.
Yeah, that'll do it. Yeah.
Hello. Have you seen a little fairy dragon pass through here?
Fairy dragon?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. Who
I
wants
see.
to know?
We do.
Yes, we do.
Why?
We've been sent to find him.
Why?
To bring him home.
Why?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why are you asking why?
We want to know.
Why?
Why?
Clearly that's a stalemate. Because a
Oh.
king bid us do so.
King? Oh, king, why? Well, king, why? Why, king? Oh.
I get the feeling this tree isn't going to give us any information. It seems to... This reminds me of a child I once met.
Out of the brush, you see two eyes that are piercing through the darkness of the brush.
Hello?
Rory, do you see that?
You see Rory hunker down and start.
What is it?
Who's there?
I don't like that.
What color are the eyes?
As bravely as you fought a dragon, I don't like that you don't like that.
You see the
So win.
thing start
That one?
That's what I'm
Standing
asking.
up.
Is it related to them?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
It's standing up, you
Glowing
said?
eyes.
Mm-hmm.
well, it is raising up. And its eyes are now eye level with your eyes in the dense shrubbery.
May we help you?
Who are you?
Travelers looking for a particular fairy dragon.
You see the eyes start circling in the dense brush as you all are turning and keeping contact with it.
I've seen a fairy dragon.
Which way did it go?
I can show you. But I want something in return.
As is typically the case. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say food.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
find me something.
What do you eat? Meat?
A lot of things.
That tracks.
As it's still circling around you guys, you hear the footsteps are wide in its gait, and you hear the rather large thoof, 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 thoof.
I'm curious. Might we see what you look like?
Why would you want to do that?
I'm morbidly curious. It's part of me.
True.
Interesting.
Throughout the bush, you see the biggest stark albino white wolf you've ever seen
This would
step out of
explain.
the brush.
My word.
You are magnificent.
Hints of almost prismatic pearlescence go throughout the entirety of his fur,
Make that.
as the skin underneath is almost pearlescent as well.
It's
That's
gorgeous.
beautiful, wolf.
That is beautiful.
I have nothing else to say on that.
Its piercing red eyes dart down and look at you all.
I look at Rory.
I
You
just
see
kind of
Rory just kind of
put
hunkered
my hand
down
out.
and behind
I-
Kai.
I ask Rory if he knows who that is.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
No. You forget I'm from the material plane.
There are legends in the material plane about things that exist in the Feywild. You may have
Yes,
heard
but I've
something.
never seen anything like that before. Nor have I really heard of anything, except for
enough.
the tale of the two silver winds.
Meanwhile, I'm just asking, do you have a
Silver
name?
wind.
Yeah, the two silver winds. It was a tale that was told to me as a pup.
Care to regale us?
Not really. Not while this thing is right here.
Well, then we'll remember that to ask later. Moxie, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just making conversation with the wolf.
What did you ask?
I asked what his name was.
Laza.
You could come with us.
I'd rather not.
There.
You'd be relatively safe. We kill big things all the time.
I roll a charisma check to see if I can make him a pet. No. No.
That's
No.
This is an
No.
intelligent wolf. That's not happening
No.
here.
Hey,
No, this
all
is
wolves are
Rory,
intelligent.
Rory is right there. How dare you?
this is a different kind of sentience here.
I know, I was making a joke.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't. Anyway,
Is there a particular reason that you like being here?
These are my lands.
That's fair. It's your territory.
perhaps a better question would be what he's seeking and how can we help?
How about I just show you?
That
Okay.
works.
You see him going through the brush.
I just kind of trot along. It's amazing. Once you can actually speak to things, suddenly they're not nearly so terrifying.
Yeah, you know.
Debatable. Pretty heavily debatable,
I
really.
mean, he could still easily
Yes.
rip any of our heads off.
That's fair, but so far he hasn't, so that's a bonus.
True.
If you recall,
As-
Samhain was very personable until he started.
As
wearing
you all
his
see the back
pilgrimage.
of this creature, you notice that there are a lot of lacerations and what look like arrows that were once stuck in and have been snapped off in his back and some on the side.
He has seen his fair share of conflict.
Do these bother you?
What?
What's on your back and your side? Does it hurt?
No.
Would you like it healed?
I'm good.
Oh, it doesn't even bother him.
Well, I mean, he did just say that, but
I mean, like,
I mean-
literally, like, he probably doesn't even feel it. Wolfhide's pretty thick.
yeah, just looks like it would be horrendous.
Yeah.
Who would be stupid enough to do that, though? I wonder.
Over the table, I'm
Oh, matter.
reminded a lot of the
Princess Mononoke.
Yes. That.
Moro.
Yeah.
Except this only has one tail as far as we've seen.
Leon, wake up.
Nab, you good?
All right,
Nope,
now.
Yeah.
he was falling asleep. That boring?
No, no. It's just that good.
He's got stuff.
I've been waking up at 4 a.m. every morning, man. It gets tough.
I feel
You
that.
see him come into a clearing where you see what looks like some kind of leaning tower. And no, it is not made of Pisa.
Ah,
Out
you
of
saw
my
it forming
head.
in my head.
Yes, I did. You see it almost as if it's sinking into the soil.
I thought I was crazy to build a tower in a swamp. I built it all the same.
It sank into the swamp, but then I built another one.
It sank into the swamp. But then I built another one. It burnt down, fell over, and then sank into the swamp. But the
Oh,
fourth,
that fourth one stayed up.
You see what looks like some kind of cage that is dangling from the top.
Oh,
Activate Eagle Vision. What's in the cage?
Roll a d20.
Perception
Rolling
check?
D20.
Perception check, yes.
Yeah, I'll roll for that.
I'm
passive
checking for
is
other traps.
Oh, come
passive
on.
is 15.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
checking for
Now you're
Hell
gonna
outta
try and
here,
play
orange guy.
nice.
You
Kai
all-
has failed to comb the swamp.
You all
22.
see what appears to be maybe some kind of knocked out purple thing.
Knocked out purple thing.
You can't really make out exactly the full scale of it. It's small and purple.
Possibility
know
that that's
any-
the thing we're looking for?
I would say there's a
Possible.
high possibility.
I don't know if I'd call it high, but it's certainly a possibility.
This new die is definitely treating me better than the one I just destroyed.
So, I don't know if I heard the name correctly when you said it, but what was the wolf's name?
Hmm?
What was the wolf's name? I don't know that I heard it correctly.
Laraval.
Larval. Okay.
Laraval.
Lore of
Laraval.
Larval. Okay. What is in the cage?
Or perhaps who? That might be who we're pursuing.
That could be.
Something caught a little while ago.
Vague.
Okay.
Hella
It
vague.
was tiny. Be a good snack. It was rather annoying. Kept exclaiming that it was a sir.
I see. Might we see them? Or perhaps we can trade you for someone. Well, probably not someone, but something else. Eat.
I like the sound of that. Someone. Like whom?
I don't know. I'd offer troll, but I don't know if it'd be of much
It's
taste.
that's charred now. That's not edible.
Eh,
That troll is no longer edible. I made sure of that.
Not to mention the rot.
No,
That would not
that
go
is
over well.
that is a creature of pure botulism now.
You see Rory clawing at Kai.
What is it?
Remember how I said about the story?
Let me guess. It talks about him?
Remember what I called it?
White men's.
One of the white
Silver.
winds.
2 wins.
Tale of
Two
Two
winds?
Silver Winds.
Silver winds.
Yeah, the tale of two.
Ah. There's a
So you're
partner
meaning to say-
somewhere.
Is
We're
it
being stalked by another.
partnership, or
Are you one
is
of the
it
silver winds?
rivalry?
Pardon me.
It's merely a story
Kai.
that I have heard.
Kai, a moment.
I'm just asking.
Rory.
In the tale I've heard, there are 2.
And what's the story?
I only heard it once. I don't remember the details very well, but I do recall it being called the tale of 2 silver winds, and a description of a magnificent beast such as yourself stuck in my memory, even if nothing else did.
Feline interrupt us.
Try and make a charisma check for that statement.
Oh my goodness, the feline has a coat.
Oh.
Charisma is going to need every boost that I have, which is 1. That is an 8.
Mm.
I can smell a lie.
Very well. It was not a very prominent one. My friend here mentioned the story to me. That is all that I know. Truly.
The tiny one. That little pup.
He's fiercer than he seems. He aided us in taking down a dragon.
Hello, little pup.
Oh boy, what have I done?
You've
Yeah,
brought
I
attention
know.
to your companion.
Hello,
he's hungry.
sir. Tell me, what did this story say? I don't. Tell me the story.
I touch my amulet and imbue bravery, heroism, I think was what it's called.
Heroism.
Yeah, on Rory. It removes fear.
A long time ago, there was 2 wolves of immense size and power. Their coats were as white as the silver of a sword. They danced around the forest, fast as wind, taking down everything in their path. Go on. They came across a village, and the 2 silver winds danced their mighty dance until the town was no more. Finish the story. The 2 silver winds were only one when it showed. The second silver wind came tumbling after. It's a nice story.
apologize if we have offended.
No offense.
You see him walking around you all.
I'm curious. You don't smell like you're from here.
No. No, we are not.
That's fun.
Fun?
That's not necessarily... Well... Most things don't find us much fun.
Seems to be the trend, yeah.
Joretha. Sorry, I say odd things from time to time.
That sounded like a name.
That is a name, if I'm gonna guess. Is that your partner, by any chance?
Hmm.
We don't
Trying
want
to
to fight you.
pry.
No, but we don't
No.
want to fight you. That's not what we're here to do. We're not that stupid.
We were sent in this direction to find someone. If you are seeking someone as well, perhaps we can help
More,
you.
Mick, roll a d20.
Oh, I sense something. I may not be sensing correctly, but I'm sensing something.
Oh, there's definitely problems here.
Oh no, I don't necessarily know if it's a problem.
Suddenly
Oh,
very
no.
thankful for my halfling luck.
Oh, no.
Much better. That was a 14 on die. I don't know what you want me to add to it.
Perception.
Oh, of course!
That's going to be quite a bit better. That would be a plus 3 sets, 17.
Mm-hmm.
You look over your shoulder and you see two red eyes that are piercing through the black and dense forest.
Hello, eyes.
We found the other of the two silver winds.
One
This
comes
is a choice.
before, the other follows.
Mm-hmm.
I
They've
recall
been
now.
stalking us. Now, about your
Hey,
prisoner.
Morgal.
Yeah.
You got room for someone on your shoulders?
If you want to get up here, might not be a bad idea.
Leon,
The quickest speed
prepare
I've
to
seen
polymorph
from
me.
a halfling. I
At least temporarily, so I can get up to that cage. Something with wings.
Understood.
Yeah, something with wings and something you can easily change me back from.
Now,
So I'm not staying that way forever.
we do not wish trouble, and we don't mean to fight. But if destruction is your aim, we are no stranger.
We are certainly no stranger to destruction.
I don't do destruction. My sister, on the other hand,
Loves a good fight.
she's been tracking your scent for some time now. And she bet me I couldn't get you here.
Here to go figure.
Mm,
She does love your scent.
You see another stark white wolf with a pearlescence to the fur that rivals that of the first wolf. You also see that a chunk of her ear on the right is taken out, as you see a large scar that goes down her face, and you see that a chunk of her jaw is missing, and you see the teeth of the wolf as it comes to a grin.
I've been seeing you all for quite some time.
And you surely, if you've been tracking us this long, know what we're capable of doing.
What is your interest?
Like my brother said, we're hungry.
And we're more than willing to go find something for you to eat. But
I
the
don't think
minute...
that's the plan.
No, it
If
clearly
you wish to
isn't.
try to eat us, you will have a bad day, but we are willing to help.
We're
We-
content to let you live.
We'll have a bad day.
You see the two wolves start chuckling to themselves.
Did you see what we did to that troll?
That's not when we were tracking you.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, it's now a pile of ash.
But my sister did. They did okay. They did a couple of things that I would have done differently, brother.
given the lack of opposable thumbs, that's not surprising.
Morgul. That's rude.
Very, very
Rude!
stupid.
You want what we have?
We're asking who it is. We don't necessarily know if we want to talk about having it. If it's alive.
It appears to be from what they've said.
You don't have a telescope?
He kept saying an annoying name.
Which
Oh.
was...
Kept repeating that he was something called Sir Talavar.
Talavar.
That's what we're looking for.
Yep, that's him.
He's, that's a convicted criminal.
All the more reason to eat it.
You know what? Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. That includes everybody. If you were to leave a singular horn or his horns to us, we could just go on our merry way and you could eat it.
Be
It's
fair,
so
yeah.
tiny. It's merely a toothpick.
That's fair. If you would like, we are quite happy to just go and hunt something for you. That does not bother us in the least. We'd like to avoid fighting you if possible.
My sister was hunting you.
You see her smack him over the head with a paw.
You idiot. Don't say things like that.
Idly and without thinking, I take my gala apple, forged in a state of confusion, and think meat explosion as I try and activate it.
Chuck it.
Okay.
Explosion.
I get behind a tree first.
I mean, if it explodes into meat, that's all that matters.
Yes, but I don't want to be covered in said meat before they attack.
I mean, that's fair.
I don't know what I'd be rolling for this.
Just simply roll a d20.
Okay, that is
Plus
worse than the one that I
your-
did before. It was an 11.
I'll say. What would confusion be?
Oh, maybe it's a hodgepodge of
I don't know.
mixed ground meat.
Insight?
Hot dogs.
Mystery meat?
Hot
Actually,
dogs.
Hot dogs. Nah,
Fusion-
Sausages?
It would be hot
Intelligence?
dogs because they're a mix of meat.
Just
Uh,
opens a portal to the meat dimension.
God forbid, no!
I'm gonna call it an intelligence.
Okay. I had rolled an 11 and the modifier is a 1, so that's 12.
Oh lord.
You all see Kai just take out his apple as he tosses it in between the two beautiful wolves.
They're
As it
absolutely stunning.
sits
no.
there for a moment, and they look at it, and they look back up at each other, and they look over at you as it explodes, and you see both of the wolves. One hits the tower as you see
Oh.
it slam into the tower, and the other as you hear as it goes into the forest, and you see that it hits and breaks a tree. And you see meat.
I give you food.
Margal just looks at his apple and is like, I wonder what the hell this is gonna cost.
Also, I am very, very sorry.
But there you have it. Easier prey than us.
A whole lot more meat than us.
That is. Yep.
I say we take the prisoner and leave while we can.
Yes,
Is there
while
a
we're
way we
stunned.
can get up to it?
Be a on wheels, so to speak.
Oh, I can get up to it, no problem.
Quickly, quickly.
Sorry.
Enjoy your meat.
Look, food.
Wasn't quite how we had intended to give you food.
You hear the sister from in the forest. How dare you?
Yep, that's okay.
We didn't know it was gonna happen like that. Sorry. Do you need your wounds healed?
You see a chunk of a branch sticking out of her side.
Oof.
If you'll stand still, I'll get that for you.
I'll rip you to shreds.
Not on my
You
watch.
tried to explode me.
No, we
I tried to
to
give you meat.
food. Look,
Look at all
Is
this
that
meat.
my brother?
No,
Did you
he-
explode
he's over there.
my brother?
No, he's
no,
over
your
there
brother's
by the tower. This is a gift. I am sorry for how it manifested. I had no idea.
We didn't know it was gonna do that.
Please, eat up. But the meat that
We
is
plan
presented
to.
us.
I need to roll their tables.
Oh my god, I did not. I should have said meat pile, not meat explosion.
Meat explosion.
An explosion!
Oh god.
Oh lord!
Okay.
Mercy. Oh
I
boy.
mean, it did fit the whole.
I
weaponry
should have said
aesthetic.
meat pile, not meat explosion.
You see the two wolves lock eyes as you see a glint of red shine from the both of them as they jump up into the air, and you see them start spiraling in the air.
Oh, Lord. That's not good.
And that is where we're going to leave tonight's session.
You're kidding! Great.
Boy.
Jeez.
I actually had something that I was going to have Leon plan to do. And it was just gonna get us out of there.
Why did I say meat explosion?
Meat explosion.
And we're ending half an hour early tonight.
Oh,
We've ended pretty late the last few, so that's okay, I think.
I could have said meat mountain. I could have said meat pile. No, I said meat explosion.
Meat avalanche! No, that probably wouldn't have been good either.
Oh god.
Meat lance, meat spear.
Meat
Oh,
My whole idea was to just manifest a pile of meat and say, "Here, plenty to eat."
Well, that's not
That's, I think,
That's-
not on the table anymore.
that's not what was said.
No. No,
A
it's
meat-
not.
A meat explosion definitely happened.
Joining us for yet another night of game D&D. We will see you all in the next session. Should be next Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you've missed
We'll see
anything,
you guys then.
I'm looking at the link right now. Just type that into your browser. Yep.
It's
type
over
it in.
there.
And enjoy
Tune in next week to see how the meat explosion
Plays
has
out.
affected our heroes.
After y'all
Let's
probably
see
have your
whether or
meat
not we end up with
splurging.
wolf pelts.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Night, everyone.